Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today we've got lots of information about more things about testing, about going on a cruise out of Canada, arriving in Canada. I've also got a lot of information about what the Princess Insurance does with the Easy Air flights that you might have booked if you have a claim for that, as well as a lot of other information from onboard ships and other things that I think you're going to find really helpful. So first of all, I would like to welcome all of our Let's Go family members. Our Let's Go family is growing, and I am grateful for each and every one of you. So thank you very much for everything that you bring to our family. I would like to welcome everyone who is new. We're glad that you came across our channel, and we hope that you decide to stay with us. This is an amazing place to be. Even if you just like to talk about cruising and think about cruising, this is the place to be because there's lots of us who are that same way that you are. And also, if there's anyone here who hasn't subscribed yet, we would love it if you would consider subscribing to our channel. I think it will really be something wonderful in your life. It will help you stay up to date if you're planning a cruise or thinking about planning a cruise, as well as wonderful people to visit with and have a good time. So first of all, since I did my video yesterday about what Canada has set out as their protocols for this upcoming summer season with cruises that go to Alaska from Canada, that call in Alaska, as well as cruises that are on the east coast there of Canada and the United States, we've had lots of questions and lots of concern. And so first of all, let me just tell you a couple of things about that. So first of all, if you are coming from another country, I'm getting questions from people in the UK, and even one person, where are they from? They're just from somewhere else in Europe. They were thinking of coming, and they are worried about that 72-hour PCR test window that Canada has. So if you're coming to Canada and before you board, like to get into Canada, and then additionally before you board a cruise ship, you've got to have a PCR test done within 72 hours or an antigen test done within 24. And I don't know what testing is like in other countries, but here in the United States, it takes longer to get your test results than it does for an antigen test. And sometimes people are doing an antigen test 2 days before they cruise to meet the requirement that Princess has right now, and they don't get their test results back sometimes. And in that instance, Princess will just test you there at the port. And so be aware that you might want to do an antigen test before you leave home. And this goes from anyone, just so you're not leaving home and already testing positive and not know it. The other thing to know is you could then do a PCR test before you get on your flight, of course, that then you would have that 72-hour window to be able to arrive in Canada and to get on the cruise ship. If you end up getting to Canada and you don't have those test results back, hopefully you would still be within the 24-hour window that you did the antigen test before you left home. But if you're not, at that international arrivals hall, which would include people coming from the United States, anyone coming from outside of Canada, they do have a testing location there if you need to be tested. In addition to that, they have 3 testing locations outside of security. They call it kind of like the departures testing. But if you're going to go visit Vancouver a few days before it's time to get on the ship, you can always go back to the airport and be tested for that test that is required to get on the ship. The other thing you can do is take with you those tests that we talk about ordering from Optum or from eMed that you just do with a healthcare provider on the either on your phone or your laptop. And I do want to let you know about those. I'll put those videos below that we recorded Gordon doing those tests, one on his laptop and one on his phone. But I also did them, and we didn't think we needed to record it, but I am not nearly as technically savvy as Gordon is. But the people, the healthcare professional that you're going to get on the phone with you to do those are really nice. They're very nice. And they help you, like if you need to flip your phone the other way, they tell you to do it. They help you and they say, I can't see it, I can't see it. Oh, now I can see it. They are really helpful. And so don't be panicking about doing it that way. A lot of hotels have free Wi-Fi that you can use on your phone or your laptop to be able to do the test. And then there's also, like, I looked and there's Starbucks in Vancouver and they always have free Wi-Fi. So you can even go do it there. Just buy something to eat and sit at a table and do your COVID test while you're there. These, I'm just throwing out ideas for you to kind of have in your back pocket to know that you can do that. And up in Anchorage, somebody is wondering about what are we going to do. We're going to Anchorage a few days early. There are testing places up in Anchorage, and you can also take one of those tests with you. The last time that we inquired in the Let's Go family was back in about, I would say the beginning of January. So 2 months ago is when we asked what people were getting for the expiration dates who had just recently ordered those tests, and their expiration dates were predominantly in November. And so I am sure that if you order now, you're going to be past November. And so just a heads up on that. They are back to having the 3-day delivery on those tests. For a while there, they were so busy that it was taking longer. And so just be aware that that 3-day window for the test to get to you is back again. So if you think of other questions, let me know. But I just kind of wanted to throw out some ideas about what I would consider doing if I was traveling that way. But I would definitely say don't change your travel plans. It's not that big of a deal. There are ways around it, and we still haven't heard from the cruise lines yet. They might offer some testing right there at the port, and I would honestly be surprised if they didn't. I think that there really is going to be either the cruise lines organizing a person or the ports there organizing a way for people to get tested, because they know this is going to be huge for people traveling. So just keep that in mind, but I don't want you worrying until then, so think of some of those other options. The next thing that I wanted to talk to you about is I'm getting all these questions about the transfer that will run from Seattle up to Vancouver, just like on that the big bus, the big coach they take people in. People are wondering if there will be a restroom. My experience has been that usually on those long bus rides, they do have buses that have the restroom at the back. Now, I can't promise that clearly, but I would guess that there's more likely to be a restroom on the bus than not. And so just be aware of that. Don't worry about that. I think it'll be okay. I really do think that they will have restrooms on those buses. I remember when we transferred from Anchorage over to Whittier, and that is not quite as long of a ride, but they did have a restroom on that bus. I remember them announcing it. And so there's that. Then on to the next thing. I wanted to let you all know last night on our live, we had a great time. And you know what? I've had some people ask me, they said they missed our live. So of course you can watch it late. But if you would like to join us live, just keep in mind that it's always on Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. And if you aren't getting any notifications about that, make sure that you click on the subscribe button, and right next to it is the little bell, and that is the notification. So you click on that, and if you do that, 2 things will happen. First of all, if you have associated your email with that, with your account, it will most likely send you an email letting you know when we're live. The other thing to be aware of is if you like to get notifications on your phone, like I often watch YouTube videos when I'm trying to stay caught up with everybody on my phone, and I do have it so that I do get a notification. Like when Tony is going live, I always watch their lives because they do a great job. And but I get a notification, and it's because you have to go in on your phone to all the different apps, look at the YouTube app, and make sure that you've got notifications turned on. And all it does is put a little banner up and say that so-and-so is live, and you can click on it and it will take you right to it. And so I just wanted to tell that to any of you that didn't know that. I think that's the easiest way to know when we go live. But also additionally, just go, if you'd prefer, you can just go to our channel, and Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, and you will see the live start, and you can just click on it and join us, because we would love to have you come. So anyway, last night on our live, we announced that our store is now open, and Gordon will put the link to that under this video, so that if you want to get any, like a shirt or a tote bag or anything with our Let's Go logo on it, we would love to have you do that. I'm going to get us one for our next cruise, so that then people like Sometimes people know who we are because they recognize me, but I want to have a bag that says that, and Gordon loves t-shirts. Now, Jeffrey, our amazing Let's Go family member, pointed out that we really need to do polo shirts, and I personally am much more likely to wear a polo shirt than a t-shirt. And so the place that we have this store with, they don't do polo shirts, and so we're looking for somewhere that will do them though. And so don't worry, that information is going to be upcoming. We're working on polo shirts, but if you would like anything else, take a look. Now, our amazing Let's Go family member Jeffrey also asked last night in our live if the Princess insurance, they have their own insurance, if that covers your Princess Easy Air flights. And I thought it did, but I wasn't sure. And so today I've done my research. I looked, and from what I read online, I think that it does, because it talks about covering your whole cruise vacation cost. And so to make sure, I called Princess and I waited on hold to make sure, and yes, they said they do cover that. If you book your cruise and then you pick up that Easy Air flights for your flights, that is considered part of your cruise vacation, and that will be covered. And a really cool thing about that as well is just to remember, if you're booking a cruise and you book those Easy Air flights, if you have to cancel for any reason, even if it's not so close that you have to have the insurance protection kick in, even if it's further out, it cancels everything at once and you get your money back from the flights. You don't have to worry about the airlines. I know, like with Delta, if we cancel a flight with them, there are restrictions on what flights you can book and do that. But if you do that, it just goes back into an e-credit, and then you use it on another flight. And so if you just want to get your money back, book it with the Princess Easy Air. So that's another really good thing about that. So Jeffrey, thanks for bringing that up so that we could all be sure of how that works. So thank you. I appreciate you a lot. The next thing that I want to talk to you all about is our Irish in USA asked a question the other day in the comments asking what the benefits and the protocols were, basically how it works to book another cruise while you are on a cruise. So when you are on the cruise ship, they have what they call the Future Cruise Office. And you can go there and ask them questions about a cruise. You can book another cruise while you're on the ship, and that is kind of separate from doing the Future Cruise credits. When you do the Future Cruise credits, that's the thing that I did a video about the other day, and I'll link that below, that you just put down $100, and then based on your next cruise, then you get some extra onboard credit as well as the $100 back. And so this booking a cruise is separate from that. And so what you can do is you can go in and just ask them if you've got questions about a cruise, and they'll answer it, and you can go ahead and book it. Now, the people that I have talked to that have booked cruises while they've been on the ship just like the convenience of going into talking to somebody and doing it. It does not look like you save money doing that. I have not heard anyone mention that there was a promotion for booking while you were on the ship. Now, if you hear of a promotion, then I would definitely go talk to them and see if you can save some money doing that. But a lot of times it's just the convenience of booking it while you're on the ship. And so just kind of keep that in mind, that that's an option. But I wanted to add, while we were on the Caribbean Princess in January, I was getting all of these questions about the Love Boat cruise, and that was before they changed it from being the February 26th sailing to the October 22nd. So it was still in February, and there were rumors going around, like with the where they're going to be all these changes, were the actors from the show going to really be on the cruise and everything. And so I went over there and waited my turn to get to talk to them. They had no idea. And frankly, I don't know if it was the two people that happened to be on that cruise that were manning the Future Cruise Office, but they made the comment that, we book sailings out of the East Coast, and we don't really know about sailings that go out of the West Coast or out of other ports. We're just really familiar with the East Coast. And so I don't really know how much guidance you're going to get on other cruises going in the Future Cruise Office. And like I said, I am not dissing the Princess Future Cruise Office at all. But I was just a little surprised that the two people that were doing it when I was there didn't know more about what was going on with Princess Cruises. And so I would say that if there's something you really want to book and you're right there and you want to do it, there's nothing wrong with that. Otherwise, you can do it the way that you usually do it. So that's my 2 cents on it. The next thing I wanted to let you know is we have several updates, and I wanted to start with the one I briefly mentioned last night in our live. We've got a Let's Go family member who is sick. She tested positive, and I don't even know what ship she's on. We're just kind of keeping it. Might be a he. I'm not using their name, or they didn't tell me their whole name, so there we go. But I just wanted to let you know they were so kind to let us know that they did test positive. They were moved to a balcony cabin. They get to order off the main dining room menu, and that the food is really good. She says that they really do take good care of you. They give you free Wi-Fi, so even if you hadn't bought the package, you get free Wi-Fi, no alcoholic drinks, and I would guess that's due to your testing positive for COVID. They'll do your laundry for you. You get onboard credit. And that she just wanted to make sure of two things. One, that everybody knows that Princess really does take good care of you when you're in quarantine. And number two, she would like our prayers, or he. Sorry, I just keep calling her. Let's go ahead and include them in our prayers, so that if you pray or send good thoughts, whatever it is that you do, so that she can get well and have a negative COVID test to be able to carry on with her vacation. So I wanted to let you know about that. The next thing that I thought was really helpful is one of our Let's Go family members, just very, like on the 26th, departed on February 26th, departed on a cruise out of Fort Lauderdale. They went ahead and booked the Element Hotel, which was a high-end hotel. It was the Princess Hotel. They said it worked really great. When they arrived at baggage claim, the Princess rep was actually looking for them and helped them get on the Princess shuttle over to that hotel. The hotel, though, we're not going to recommend. They said that a lady showed us how to use the elevator because it was a high-tech elevator. They tried to purchase some water, but that didn't work. They didn't have any water, and then they had to go to the bar just to get some cup of Coke. And this is the part that I didn't think was too awesome. The room smells of urine. They said it was otherwise fairly clean, and they said they won't stay there again. So write down in your notes, don't stay at the Element Hotel there in Fort Lauderdale. That is not a good option. And so wanted to make sure everybody knew that. Now we've got a couple of other updates. One of our Let's Go family members who was in Barbados, today is Tuesday, so it's March 8th. Yesterday was March 7th was the day that they were in Barbados. And they were so kind to send me the announcement from the ship. It says, due to local health regulations in Barbados, only guests on Princess organized excursions or port authorized tours are permitted to leave the port area. If you wish to book a last minute Princess tour due to that, you could be at the crew members at the excursions desk would be there at 7:30 that morning to help people get on some excursions if they would like to be able to get off the ship. And then otherwise, that you have to stay right in the port area. It says that here's the thing, a lot of people don't know, like a lot of places don't like people wearing camouflage clothing. I know that sometimes that is considered a little bit in style here in the United States, but like you cannot wear camouflage clothing off the ship in Barbados. And I know that there's a lot of other islands and countries like that. So when you go abroad, just don't take any camouflage print clothing with you. Also, they wanted to make sure everybody knew if you're going to get off the ship in Barbados, you have to wear your mask all the time. And then also to remind everyone, and I think we all know this, but in addition to taking your medallion with you wherever you get off the ship, take a government issued ID with your photo on it, because in some places you have to show that to get back into the port area. Now, when you want to get back into the ship area, Princess has you show the medallion and they scan that. But in a lot of places, they just want to see a government issued ID. So put that on your list of things always to take ashore with you. So I really appreciate that update from Barbados. So thank you. The next thing we've got is an update from the Grand Princess. One of our Let's Go family members was so kind. She's on that ship right now, and I thought it was really interesting. So on the Grand Princess, she is seeing that about 40% of passengers are not wearing their masks anymore, except for like in the casino or the theater where they are required to wear them. And she says the crew is still wearing their masks all of the time. And then on Friday, they stopped in La Paz. She says the cruise ship does offer a free shuttle from the ship into town, which is about 25 minutes away. And the town, she said, exceeded their expectations. It's a traditional town, very clean and beautiful. There are no street vendors or peddlers like there are in Cabo. And she said they just opened up and are now green, and the children are going back to school. However, you have to wear your mask when you're on in that town anywhere, so keep that in mind. And then the next day they went to Loreto, Loreto, and she said it was just a short walk to town. They also didn't have any of the street peddlers like you see in Cabo, and you still do have to wear your mask there. And she said they prefer Loreto over La Paz. Oh, sorry, Loreto and La Paz over Cabo any day. And she said they had no idea that these sweet little towns were port towns still. And so they are planning to come back again. That's how much they enjoyed it. And so I just wanted to let you know that she said that the cruise has gone really smoothly so far. They are enjoying everything and looking forward to the sea day. If they had anything negative to say, and this is really sweet, she said that the donuts in the buffet go really fast. So if you're going to go to the buffet at 10 o'clock and expect to get a donut, they're going to be gone. And so I think if that is the only complaint you can have, things are going pretty well. And so I really appreciate her adding that. So if you've got any questions about the Grand, you can put them in the comments below and we will ask her if she can help us with it. The last update I've got for you here is from Sharon. She's on the Sky Princess. Now last night our Let's Go family member Ginny asked in the live if Princess was being transparent about cases on their ships. And I answered that I wasn't sure, other than I know that we can look at the new chart that the CDC has, and all of the ships are still showing they've got some cases. I looked, but Sharon, she just posted this morning, so this morning, Tuesday morning, on the Sky Princess, the captain announced that there have been a few positive cases between crew members and passengers on the ship. He said they were all asymptomatic, but wanted to make sure everyone was there, and it's a good reminder to not let our guard down. And so Sharon, she is still wearing her KN95 mask just to try to be extra safe. And by the way, somebody mentioned, could it be Captain Bye Bye? And nope, Captain Bye Bye is home right now, the Captain Tuvo. Like I mentioned before, you can follow him on Instagram, and if you don't, you should. He has a really cool channel. He shows when he is on the ship, he shows cool things that he does when he's home, but right now he is at home. And so in addition to that, they had to cancel St. Thomas because of this. So they were supposed to go to St. Thomas today, Tuesday, and so instead they are going to go to St. Martin early. So they are going to arrive in St. Martin at 3 p.m. this afternoon and have an overnight there, and then they were scheduled to be there tomorrow, so they'll be there. So I thought that sounded kind of fun. You could think of what you wanted to do in St. Martin and get off and take a little bit more time and not feel stressed about being back to the ship early this evening. So I thought that was really a nice update since they weren't able to go to St. Thomas. And so let's see, I think that is all of my updates, and I've just got a quick question for you. Someone in the Let's Go family is wondering if they are still doing any tuxedo rentals on the Princess ships. And the ships that we have sailed on, when I asked on the Majestic when we were there in August and October, the answer was no. And so honestly, I forgot to ask on the Caribbean Princess when we were on in January. So if anyone can comment about whether or not tuxedo rentals are available, I would love to hear from you. And you could just put that in the comments below, or send us an email, or post it on our Let's Go Travel Tips Facebook group, whatever works for you, but we'd sure like to know. I really appreciate all of you sticking with me. I hope that you really find all of this information helpful. If you've got any questions or anything you need to know about, be sure to put them in the comments and we'll do our best. If you appreciate these updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up, as that really helps us, and go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.